What's up, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited to be doing this collab with my friend Jabria, aka the Bright Queen, aka Queen Sensitivity. I've never done a collab video before, and I'm actually like barely getting my feet wet and doing tarot YouTube videos. So this is gonna be a little DIY, but I hope you guys like the vibe. I've been reading tarot since 2020, so I got almost 5 years under my belt, and I've tried to actually do tarot readings like on TikTok and YouTube, but it just hasn't really, I feel like, been the right time. I was going through a lot. But 2025, which starts tomorrow, I definitely want to try to do it a little bit more. And so I'm creating a separate account slash page slash channel, because besides tarot, I actually really enjoy making art. I do music, I do photography, I model, I do all types of other things, which is kind of like something more, I guess, my vibe. Or how do I say that? It's probably where my focus is at more right now in my life, but I definitely want to also use my intuition and share that with the world and with you guys. So I hope you appreciate my reading style and a little bit of the chill vibe. This is my dog Max. He's gonna be with us the whole time. And for the video today, I'll be using my hands, I'll be using one hand and holding the camera with my other hand. So it's it's a little kind of like amateurish, but I hope you guys don't mind. You guys are still gonna get some awesome messages, and these are the piles that you guys will be choosing from today. We are using the archetype cards by Caroline Miss, and starting from here, this is gonna be pile number 1 all the way to pile number 4. So I'll go ahead and zip my mouth so you guys can choose whichever one is calling to you. Today's theme is, what do they admire about you? All right, what's up, pile 1? Welcome to your pile. So if you guys picked the priest, these are going to be your messages today. I already went ahead and pulled the cards, and I'm trying not to like let the messages be too long, but I'll see how it goes. I wanted to just pull one card each, but you guys actually got 2 of these, which I'm going to go ahead and keep. So let's go ahead and get into it. Pile number 1, what I'm getting off the bat, let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, wait, actually, let's just do this. Okay. All right, what I'm getting off the bat is this person there's like a sense of, there's like an innocence to you, or there's like a shy quality. You might be quiet. You could or might consider yourself to be a perfectionist. This person could consider you to be a perfectionist. You're very action oriented. And sorry, not well. I didn't mean to say that, but if that came out, that came out. I was gonna say you're very detail oriented, in good ways and in bad ways, because I am kind of picking up on like both energies. But so something that was like really sticking out to me was they really like your body. And so since this is kind of like the 2-part to this is kind of like a spicy reading, you could say, on Jabria's side. Something I got kind of picking up from that is they might like to watch you like shower or take a bath, or they just like your naked body, but they also like how you're shy about your body too. They might also like how you could be like very selective with who you experience yourself with when it comes to like sexual relations or romantic relationships. I am getting the vibe that you guys are pretty how do I say this? I feel like you guys haven't really dated a lot of people. You're a little inexperienced, I would say, and that's actually something that this person really likes about you. It's 1:23 on the clock over there as I said that. So yeah, there is like an innocence to you. I don't know if you guys are younger or if you guys are just kind of like goody two shoes, but that's something they like about you. That's definitely the vibe I'm getting here. Mexicans. We also have so this is the star card in traditional tarot, which is another in other most decks, the person on this image is usually naked. So that's what I'm saying. They really like you. They like to see you naked. For sure. And I guess they admire your body is another thing. But there is like a lot of energy on details for sure, and that's something that they like and appreciate about you. You're someone who's very prepared. Like you're the kind of person to pack everything just to be safe. You know what I mean? That's kind of maybe a mantra of yours. Like you never know. Like I'm gonna bring it just to be safe. Like these are things you could say. There's like a meekness to you. There's like a quietness. And I think in many ways, there's maybe sometimes even like a quiet confidence that comes from you. I feel like you might still be trying to figure yourself out, maybe. Or you're maybe like to this person, like maybe they see you as like finding your voice still. Because like going back to like that goody two shoes, like I think they're maybe like realizing that I don't know, there's like something about that here, like maybe like for you at least, like figuring out your threshold, like that balance, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like they can see that you're trying to find that balance of like having fun, but also, like being safe and like, being, good. And, I feel like this person really trusts you too. I feel like they feel like they can be vulnerable with you, and that's something they admire about you, is how open they make you feel, or how open you make them feel. But I think also in return they do the same. So something else I'm getting about you is because I'm noticing there's like a lot, not a bunch, but some of the cards have like the sun or like lights in it. We have this right here. You see what I'm saying? And I don't know what's behind. It looks like a sun, or like they're just glowing. There's all these little lights here around the mouse. And then here, right? I feel like what this person likes about you is, I think you could be very optimistic. I feel like, and here's the thing though, I feel like you're very optimistic with others, but when it comes to you and your situations, I think sometimes you have a harder time maybe practicing what you preach a little bit. And not to like kind of bounce off of this, but and I mean that in the sense of like, I think maybe to this person what they admire about you is maybe a little bit of the fact, and not in a mean way, I think they like how you're humble, in the sense like they appreciate like you could be someone who's very humble, but I think at the same time they're like, this person admires that. But I think, and this is maybe where it comes into like you finding that balance, I think they wish that you maybe weren't so meek, you know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think they kind of know, I think they know that you're not, and it's not like you're gonna never be like this, you know what I mean? Like, I think they recognize that there's a lot of growth that you still have, but even with that, like the seed that's already been planted is already admirable and beautiful to them. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean like you're gonna end up becoming like some cocky, like arrogant bitch, like, you know what I mean? But I think they know that you're still kind of finding that confidence within yourself, like maybe even finding your voice a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that they acknowledge about you. And I think they recognize that you're already a great person, but you're going to be even better the older you get. You know what I'm saying? Like aging like fine wine kind of thing, in a physical way, but also in I think a mental, emotional way. Something about change is popping up here too. You could have met this person in a moment of transition for either you or them, or both. Maybe you guys both met during kind of like in betweens, like crossroads, like kind of like you guys were both going through something that took you from one place or spot. And this could be like a mindset, or even like you moved, or you got a different job, or something's, you guys met in the middle of a destination. I feel like, that also kind of goes with what I'm saying, like how they know that you're not really all that you're meant to be yet. You know what I mean? But I also kind of am picking up that you guys met in like a transitional period. And if that's true for them or you, or maybe even both, I feel like they liked how you probably, I'm getting two things right now. They like going back to that optimism. You probably were like a very positive voice during a moment like this for them, and that it's really helped them along the journey. But for others, I am kind of getting you could have been like maybe the one, like the only good thing going on for them in that moment. That's another thing I'm getting too. I'm also getting like going back to like that shy energy. Something they like about you is because with the desert here, there's something very passionate. You move with a lot of passion. You could be very creative too. You could be artistic, like maybe even like a wedding planner, or you want to do that, like interior design, but you could be like an artist, a singer, a poet. I am getting business too. I don't know. I'm getting kind of like a bossy energy, and that's what's kind of like funny to them. It's like you're like this undercover boss is kind of like coming to mind too. Because I am kind of getting like there's a duality to you for sure. With the desert here, like the desert's really warm during the day, but at night the temperatures drop like pretty drastically, compared to night and day. So that's kind of something else I'm getting here. There is kind of like this duality to you, or this kind of like ability for you to go completely right or completely left. And that's kind of going what I'm saying. Like there's like some sort of balance here. I don't know. Yeah. I feel like they recognize that you are still finding your rhythm, like finding your groove. I don't know if you guys are younger, or maybe something has happened where you had to restart and has maybe knocked your confidence down a little bit because it's unknown territory. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, that's another vibe I'm getting too. You could be an Aquarius, or this person could be an Aquarius too. You could have also like grown up, or they could have also, or both of you, in a religious kind of household. And this could attribute to your behavior and kind of like the way you operate in life. But yeah, I feel like pretty much, I think that's kind of all I got, to be honest. There, before I guess to wrap it up, some final messages. They notice that you can be nostalgic, and this is a good thing that they like, but it's also maybe a bad thing sometimes. They recognize it can be bad sometimes. Um, but I think if you're nostalgic and if you do something creative with that, like scrapbooks or photo albums, they really like that. Something about maybe even partying. Maybe that's where that balancing is coming from. Like, maybe like you guys, you know, I think we all kind of go through this, but we have to figure out when it comes to drinking and stuff, like what our limit is. But I don't know why that keeps coming up. Like something about like you figuring out your limit. And maybe even like your potential too. They see that there's a lot of potential in you, I would say. And maybe even in your connection too, that they can see this going good, like, you know, leading to maybe a long-term relationship, maybe even marriage or whatever. But I see this person admires like that you're an ideal. You might even actually operate through ideals too, but I would say this person considers you like an ideal guy, girl, they, them, whatever. Like they can see like a future with you for sure. All right. Yeah, I think that's honestly it for pile one. All right, guys, I hope you appreciated it. Go ahead and leave a comment if this reading resonated with you and if you have anything you would like to share. Go ahead and also check out Jabria, aka the Bright Queen. Her collab for this video, hers is What Do They Fantasize About You? But if you guys are coming from there, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you appreciate your reading. And I'll leave my Instagram and socials and point of contact in the description bar if you guys want a personal reading. And if you guys appreciate this, I do plan on doing more this coming new year, 2025. So if you liked the reading, go ahead and subscribe, and I will do my best to give out more readings. I gotta figure out, definitely what I want to do, but all right, guys, say goodbye to Max. All right, y'all take care. All right, what's up, pile two? Welcome to your reading. If you guys picked the Saboteur, this is your spread. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, guys, like, whenever this card came out for, out of the four to choose from, I was a little, like, nervous. I was like, damn, like, what does this mean? Like, what does this say? Like, you know what I mean? I had to really, like, kind of, like, sit on it, process it. I even went back to the book. And what I liked that's mentioned in the book is... I already put it back up, but it says we all have this. And that is, like, so true. Like, I think we all can self-sabotage. You know what I mean? Like, we all have that voice in the back of our mind that, makes us question ourselves, like, our worth, this and that. So whenever I saw that, I was like, okay, fuck yeah. It kind of gave me a different take on it. And when I actually started looking at the card, and this kind of goes with your reading too, I realized what's going on here. Sorry. And so let me go ahead and start this reading off. Like, there is so this person that you're inquiring about and what they admire about you, when they first met you, they were like nervous. They were honestly like either nervous, scared. They were going off of like negative stereotypes. Like, they were going off of assumptions. But what I like is you got developing photos, and this perfectly describes like you guys too, and like why this person admires you. This person admires you because you were like a developing photo to them. You know what I mean? And I'm getting fucking chills like saying that because it's so beautiful. Like, honestly, this person really fucking loves and admires you so much. Like, oh my god, I'm getting like crazy goosebumps. Like, you can't really see it, but that's usually confirmation for me. To this person, and notice how colorful like this spread is. I mean, it's funny because like this is like the first card and it's kind of like dark. I think it's like a gray color. kind of murky, right? But the rest of the cards are like full of fucking color. And that's what I'm telling you guys. Like, this person, like, literally underestimated you. They totally got you wrong. And that's honestly what's adding to the reason why they admire you, because you're so much more than anyone can honestly comprehend. Because what I like about you and what this person likes about you is you're very much like an open book. You know what I mean? Like, in the sense of like who you are and the way you present yourself is you. And I think because of that, you do kind of get these different perspectives. Like, people really don't know you or how to describe you, or there's, you know what I'm saying? I would also say you're very multifaceted. You could be talented in a lot of different things. But what I'm also getting is like this person realizes that you're a pearl, and pearls are formed under, kind of like diamonds, under pressure, and they're valuable. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, like, this person recognizes that you've gone through so much, but you have not let it get to you. You see what I'm saying? I think this person honestly recognizes that you probably have a good hand on your saboteur. You've overcome your saboteur. Don't get me wrong, you might still battle with it from time to time, but this person feels like you definitely know yourself, and because of that, it's funny, I'm getting like a lot of yoga too. Like, I'm hearing know thyself, and like this card also talks about yoga in the guidebook. But basically, I feel like this person knows that you've overcome yourself. They know that who you are today is not who you've always been, and they know it wasn't easy getting to who you are now. Going back, since this is like a collab reading, something else I'm picking up on when it comes to like a little bit more of like the spicy element of it, this person could like the way you taste. I know that's a little interesting, but they could like the way you taste. They could really like the way you smell, your pheromones. You have a unique like scent to them, and when they smell it, they automatically think of you. But yeah, I'm getting like taste, or they could also like your taste. That's another thing too. What I like about this though is like there's a sense of vulnerability that this person loves about you. And it's the way you hold it. I think you're very bold and you're unapologetically yourself, but you're very real. That's the thing. I think that's the main thing, is like you're just fucking real. And that person, and like since you're so real, that's something they admire about you. Because what you say, you don't embellish things. You know, kind of like this cracked egg. Like, I don't know, like kind of like you embrace it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you embrace yourself. And I think that's what this person admires about you. You're in touch with like your darkness too. It's kind of like you turn your shadow into something beautiful, is what I would say when I look at this too. You're very independent. You're a go-getter. You know, you definitely know how to manage on your own, and you will get what you want, even if it's on your own terms. And you will do it honestly, because we have the king here and we have the empress. Like, there's really no low vibes. Like, I'm telling you, like, you're very, I think the only low vibe would be maybe with yourself. I feel like you could sabotage yourself. Like, you could find yourself like self-sabotaging, but I don't see you doing that to other people. And this person gets the same vibe too. They don't think you're out there to hurt anyone. You know what I mean? Because you've been through it yourself. Something else I love is like hummingbirds. Like, I think hummingbirds are so cute. Like, I think everyone finds them cute. You know what I'm saying? If I met someone out there who fucking hated a hummingbird, I would be questioning and looking at them a certain way. But I think for the most part, hummingbirds bring out like such a sweetness out of everyone. And I feel like they're rare. You know, I don't really see them that much, but when I do, I'm always like, oh my God, it's a hummingbird. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of vibe I think you give. You're very unique. You could be an artist, you could be creative. You could also be someone who has high expectations for yourself, high goals, high ambitions, high hopes. And this person knows you're gonna do it. They know that you. So I'm getting two things here. This person, okay, so this person could believe that you were destined to meet them. But I also think it's because they see a destiny in you, which is interesting. They can see your potential. And I'm getting that with the star card here, but also like with the self, like not a lot of people can get to this point. You know what I mean? And and some people get there later or sooner than others, right? But it's bringing me back to authenticity. Not a lot of people are themselves. And the ones that are themselves usually have a spotlight, you know what I mean? Not to be like cheesy or like that, but people who are themselves stick out in a room. You know what I'm saying? You put a bunch of people in a room and you're gonna see who, you know, some people might have the same jacket, listen to the same type of music or something, but there's something about you that's very much you. And they've honestly never met someone like you. This person could take pictures, they could work with film, especially with this here. You could do that too, though. But this person finds you very balanced. They find, you could also be queer too. That's another thing. Or they could also. But I think you're queer. I think you're very open. You don't have to be, though. If anything, you just have an open mind. But there's a duality to you, especially going back to like that. You're gonna get what you want. Very much balanced with your masculine and feminine energy, I would say. And I think this person also knows that, what's funny? I'm getting the vibe that this person knows you're about to, like, I'm getting goosebumps saying this. Fuck yeah. This person knows you're on the brink of your destiny, like of your life purpose, like what you were born to do. They know that you're very close to it. It's almost like they know that they've met you. Like, how do I say this? They could have either met you at like the end of a chapter for them, or they know that you're at the end, you're at the precipice of like ending and starting a new chapter. That's the vibe I'm getting. Like they just know, like, and then I'm also getting another download too. This person also, like, if they were to talk about you, they would have so many nice things to say. But something they would say is, there's so many layers to you. There's a lot of depth to you, a lot of substance. What you see isn't necessarily what you get, because there's so much more. Like, you know what I'm, like, they would say, like, don't underestimate this person. Like, they would just say you're very capable of a lot of things, and that there's a lot of layers to you. And so I feel like with this, like, kind of also maybe like they could also want to know more about you. They want to keep, I feel like I don't know, I just feel like there's, it's also like, what's gonna come out of this egg? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is it a bird egg? Is it a snake egg? Like, you know what is it an alien egg? Like, that's kind of like, there's like something, there's like a sense of like mystery with you. Like, there's just always something different about you. They kind of never really know what to expect with you, but it's in a very good way. It keeps them interested. That's what they admire about you. It's like maybe how you keep them guessing, you keep them interested. But when I saw this card, and this was like the last one I pulled, I was like, this fucking summer, like, this was like the best one we could have gotten. Because it really just, I'm telling you, it's like, it's just like there's, the picture's still developing, and like there's just so much more to you. You know what I mean? This person sees you as a fucking boss, though. Very independent. There's a good balance, though, of it. You put in the work, and you've probably, like, I would say you're very patient, but you've probably been doing something for a very long time. And this person recognizes that. And I think this person also recognizes that you're finally at a place with whatever skill, whatever gift, you're finally at a level where the next chapter is all about receiving, like kind of it being appreciated. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't necessarily mean like a peak, because I feel like you haven't even hit your peak yet. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing that this person admires about you, is they know that. Like they know that you have not even hit your peak yet, and this is who you are. Like the best is yet to come type shit. And you're already at a fucking like 10. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you're going all the way to 100, where most people maybe stop at 10. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so interesting. You really shock people in a good way. And I think that's also what this person admires about you. I think also this person admires like your risk, like you're risky but in a calculated way. Like you're not naive or ignorant. There's another word for it. Neglectful, maybe even. It's like if you're going to take a risk, it's because you have thought about it and the risk is worth the reward. You know what I mean? That's how this person sees you. But this person might even, for some of you out there, like, okay, this is like not for everyone. This is very, very rare. But this person, if they're like say if you're queer and they're not, they would be willing to like test it out with you. I don't know so much about a relationship, because I think there's obviously like a lot that goes with that, but I think they would be down to like probably mess around with you too. If like say you're both girls, you're both guys, or you know you identify as, you know, like non-binary or whatever, like, you know, they're willing, you know, they would be down, I think. I mean, for some of you out there, I'm really honestly feeling that. But like even with this, like, you know, there's also like a sense of like, oh my god, I really hope this doesn't get censored on YouTube. But there's also something about you, like you're very able to like look at a lot of different sides. Like you're able to hold a lot of different perspectives. Also, before I forget, there's a bunch of 3s in this reading. We have 3. I don't know if you guys can see that. And then we have 21, which turns into 3 too. So that could be significant. 333, or just the number 3. You could be a life path 3. You could even be a life path 33, which is a master number. But, and then even here, like, it's interesting because this is 29. And after 29 comes 30, which is 3, which also kind of tells you about, and I think if I'm being real, okay, no. So like after this card, there's one more, which is 30, and then it's a new chapter. I feel like this person, you know, since I was kind of looking at that one too, and I was getting the vibe. I get like going back to that multi-perspective like ability that you have, where you're able to kind of look at different perspectives and scenarios and stuff like that. It also comes, I think, from your past and how, you know, you've like I said, you could have gone through a lot of different things that this person doesn't even know about. Maybe you've opened up a little bit to them and they know just like pieces, but they know, and you know, they know that there's no way they could know the full story, but they know that you've been through a lot. And that's probably also plays a huge part in how you're able to see different sides of a situation. And so that's something they admire. This person would say you're very strong, yet soft. You know, like they would describe you like that. Like very much like like a dichotomy, like a paradox, like that TikTok, like the dichotomy of it all. You could be Hispanic too. But that's what I'm getting. Honestly, like this person thinks you're a breath of fresh air. I feel like you're also very upbeat and happy. Or when you see this person, like that's the energy you bring out of them / they bring out of you. But I would say also you're pretty optimistic. You know who you are, you know what you've gone through, and you know where you want to go. That's another thing. The fact that this person's on an air balloon, not that many people would do that. One, she's by herself. Two, she's fucking painting on it. You know what I mean? I think you follow your heart. And that's another thing that this person admires about you too. You follow your heart and you wear your heart on your sleeve. And I think you're very much like eye for an eye. Like you're very fair. Like this person knows that you're gonna give what you get type of thing. You know what I mean? Like if you're nice, if people are nice to you, you're gonna be nice to them. But if someone tries you, you're gonna show them like, hey, you know, you're gonna try me, but I'm gonna eat you. Like, you know, like you're not a free sample. I'll turn you into. I'm not a free sample because I'll turn you into a meal. You know what I mean? Like this person, like there is like that energy about you. Like you can also like, I think another thing with that is like you can turn small things into big things. I'm getting that in a good way and also kind of in a bad way, low-key. But I think that kind of comes from the person. Like I think maybe that's like a projection, like that they maybe turn small things into bigger than they are. And so maybe when they see you doing that, it could kind of maybe rub them the wrong way because they haven't come to terms with that. But I think for you, it's like you feel things on a deep level. And so I think sometimes like they might think you're being dramatic or turning something into more than it needs to be, but I think you're just very passionate. And I think also like you just kind of know like things aren't, you know, like also like I'm also getting at the same time like it's the little things, you know what I'm saying? But it's also like the devil's in the details. Like you're someone who knows and I think has a good idea about like nuance. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, things aren't just coincidences. Like, you know, things can sometimes mean a little bit more than they're letting than someone's letting on. You know. So I think that's why. I think also like if you are turning something small into a bigger deal, it's because it's actually a big deal. You see what I'm saying? Like I think it's because you actually see what's really going on, and that's kind of something they're not really getting. But I think this person has your back, for real. And this person could also be behind the scenes. I think this could also be someone, or there could be also like a lot of people who admire you from behind the scenes. This is only the second pile, but I haven't gotten that yet. So I feel like you might put yourself out there in a way of where you're seen. Yeah, you could be an influencer, or I think, like I said, you could be an artist. You could be doing something where you have a skill that you have developed that I think you can and you will, if you keep going down this path, will make money from, and you can actually make something of yourself. But I think you're already doing that, and I think that's why you have these people behind the scenes who do, like, because I'm getting other energy too. Not like crazy intense, but like I'm getting the message that there are people out there who also admire you. There's a lot of eyes on you too. That's another thing I'm getting. So I definitely feel like you put yourself out there. All right, guys, that was it for pile number 2. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Y'all take care. Mwah. All right, pile number 3. If you guys picked this reading, sorry, this image, this is your reading. So I was trying to get one of each card, but you guys actually got 2 of a few. And honestly, so this is the 3rd pile, so I don't know what is up next with pile number 4. But the energy is interesting with this one. And I think I'm kind of having an idea of what it is. Okay. So we're asking, what do they admire about you? And right off the bat, if you pick this pile, I feel like you definitely have a very apparent spiritual practice, and this person recognizes it. And you know what? So I know like pile one, we got, I believe it was a priest as the archetype. And that one I was getting more of like an ordained, like religious kind of upbringing. If you guys are watching this one, you might also have been gravitated to pile number one. But I'm also getting like this like grit, like energy. Like I feel like you're spiritual, but it's definitely not by religious means. You see what I'm saying? I feel like pile one has a little bit of that undertone or energy to it. This is more spiritual versus like than religious, if you catch my drift. There's a little bit of like a grit to this like energy. There's resilience. There's going against the grain, going against the current kind of energy. And it's interesting because like what's funny about this reading and what's like really interesting about it is like these were throwing me off as to, I'm like, why is it reverse? Like, cause this is the only pile I've gotten so far that has reversals. Yeah, I don't think yeah, for real. So I was like, this is interesting, but it kind of makes sense with the mirror being here. So I think I know what's kind of going on. I think you see yourself in a different way than this person does. So it's going to be kind of interesting. I almost kind of feel like this person, so this could be interesting. I feel like the person you're asking about, they might not really know you yet, or like fully, because I feel like the way they see you is not the way you see yourself. You know what I mean? Because I feel like the way they see you is actually like these upright. But I also kind of feel like the way you see yourself could be a little distorted too. But I wanted to go back to this real quick. Yeah, because like right here it says for dolphin, when it's reverse, it means underestimates own power to bring into balance like-minded spirits. And it's so interesting because like there's a lot of community I'm getting in this reading with first of all like the Three of Pentacles, also a lot of Pentacle energy too. So you could be an earth sign, but also you don't have to be though, or this person's an earth sign. But with the alpacas, like they're a very, I guess you could say, social creature. Like they operate with groups. Let me see. So like, let me kind of like go off of, I forget what the gadgets represent. Okay, gadgets. Connected, plugged in, well-informed. Okay, so once again, like there's that connected energy. So, but it's also like telling me like with the seeker here, what this person admires about you is the fact that you think for yourself. I'll go ahead and say it like that. You are a free thinker. You think for yourself and you surround yourself with like-minded individuals. And that person likes that. It's funny because it almost seems like I feel like this person wants to come into your, like, I feel like this person feels a little guarded. I don't know. It's interesting. The energy here is interesting. But I'll say this, since meeting you, this person has definitely reflected a lot. You could have met this person on a full moon, or something about full moon could be significant. If not, I just kind of think meeting you, I think this person has been able to look at themselves a different way because of you. Like, I think you show them maybe like other ways of living or thinking, or maybe they see themselves in you, or vice versa. And that doesn't necessarily mean you're the same, but I kind of think you guys could be in a way. That could be another thing. I think this person maybe like sees themselves in you, and I think that they think you're a little too hard on yourself. I mean, because honestly, like, I feel like also like I think this person's like thinking like it's your environment I think they know that it would be better if you left, because there is like this potential in you. It's kind of funny because when I was doing this reading, I did kind of also pick up on an energy that's kind of like, it feels like it gave up. Like, kind of like, I feel like usually like these would have been upright, but for some reason I feel like where you're at and how you're operating in life, you're not. Like, so what I'm saying is like, usually I think you would be very disciplined, very hardworking. And I think you would say that about yourself, but I think right now you wouldn't say that. You see what I'm saying? But I think this person still sees you like this, and I think they still recognize this about you. But I think they kind of realize that there's something going on, especially with this broken. I mean, technically, you could look at this mirror like it's broken. You know what I mean? Also, when I started your reading exactly at 3:33 p.m. Not like that was like just by a chance, like, honestly. I will say that one of the other piles, that number did pop up, so you could have probably been drawn to number 2 also. I don't like to say that because I hate like I feel like sometimes that could plant like seeds of doubt, but I think if you did really feel called to either pile number 1 or pile number 2, I would check it out, because I'm noticing like synchronicities already with those two, with this one. Okay, I would say this person also admires that you are like connected to current events. You know what I mean? And you have your own opinion about it. I think you also like to help people. You love to work with people. But it's funny because I think you see yourself kind of like a loner. But I don't think you realize that there is kind of like a community around you. That's another thing I'm picking up. Like, it's kind of funny because this is like, what do they admire about you? But I'm getting like other messages. You could be drawn to like servicing others too. You could be like a justice warrior type, honestly. You could be in social work, you could be in counseling, you could be in like a doctor, nursing. I'm kind of picking up like a healer energy, because that's what the dolphin represents. It's innately intelligent, healer, light, blessings. And that's the thing, you're very smart too. This person acknowledges that, and they actually, that's what they admire about you, is your intellect. And also your sensitivity. See, like, even right here, like, there's a lot of underestimated energy. Even the dolphin underestimates the impact they make in the world. These creatures play such an important role in the wheel of karma that coming into contact with a dolphin type will change the entire course of your day and thus your life. This card can also indicate profound blessings on the way. So this person could recognize that you're psychic too, and that's something that they admire about you. Especially with the full moon being here, that's another thing I'm thinking of also. There's like a practical approach though, and I think that's, you know, going back to this being reversed, I think maybe like what I'm also getting, going back with this, and this is kind of like tying it into me, something else that was coming to mind with this pile is there's many ways to skin a cat. And I kind of feel like there's like a contradicting energy here, because I feel like sometimes you guys could maybe like operate in a practical way. And it's funny because I don't think I'd be picking up this kind of message from these cards, but this is what I'm getting today. I think you guys could operate in a practical way, and it kind of actually goes against your favor, because I feel like you're like, you know, you're technically not practical because you're a free thinker, a freedom thinker. You know what I mean? You're kind of like you see things in a way that others don't see them. And so because of that, I think what's kind of maybe going on also is that's happening, but because that's happening, I think you try to operate from a sense of how everyone else operates, when I feel like you could be doing it a little bit more your own way. Like, I don't know. Tell me if that makes sense in the comments, but it's funny because I'm getting this vibe like you don't see yourself the way you see yourself, the way this person sees you. But I also feel like you underestimate yourself. But then at the same time, I feel like you compare yourself to others. And that might be like a flaw. It's not even might be, it is a flaw. Because it's like taking away from like this energy that you have. You're like a healer. You're definitely, like I'm saying, a very spiritual person. It's funny, this is kind of like turning into like like an actual message for you guys. Yeah. I feel like also like with that message, like there's a blessing close to you guys. I think I'm thinking of that picture. I don't know if you've seen it on the internet where there's these two guys and they're like on top of each other, but they're underground looking for like diamonds and gold. And in this picture, there's this one guy who's working towards it and he's super close. He's like a hit away from like breaking into like all these diamonds. And then there's in the picture, this guy's going the other way, like he stopped. But he was so close to like these diamonds. And that's the energy I'm getting with you guys. Like I feel like you guys were doing something and you stopped. And it's like, no, like don't, like you need to come back and finish it because it's gonna be like that one. And it's funny because I've been taking breaks between the piles and I was reading this, I saw this post on Instagram where it said something like Kobe Bryant has he has like some award or something like that for the most, I forget what it was, but it's something. But then at the same time though, he also has the highest record of missed shots. And it's kind of like, that's kind of what I'm thinking here. It's like, no, you got to keep giving everything your all, keep taking all your shots because you are close to what you want. And I think this person may not realize that about you, but I think you recognize that about you, like that you stopped, that you gave up. You know what I mean? I don't know. Or this person could like, I don't know, maybe be admiring like a past version of you, but I don't think that's really it. I still think you're an incredible person. I think what was kind of coming through is like you're underestimating yourself. That's how I am kind of interpreting it. I don't know if it's because that's how I want to interpret it. But I do feel like you have put in a lot of hard work. And you're close. You're literally about to hit your 10. You know what I'm saying? You're already at 9. I mean, technically this is 8, right? But this is 1, which makes 9. I feel like you're about to be on the breakthrough of something. And that's like a message for you if you pick this pile. Something's coming. It's either been taking a while for this to come, or it's gonna maybe come a little later. Kind of like how this person is like even walking in the sand in the desert. Like, I'm kind of just getting I'm getting that vibe of like, either you've already been going through something for a while and it's about to get better, / what's coming to you has taken a while to come to you, but it's going to be like very pivotal when it does. It's going to set the groundwork for a new chapter. And I want to say with this earth energy, it's like pentacle energy. It's making me think of work, like career, like it's something that's going to affect your physical reality. Like what's coming to you is something that very much is going to change that. So it could be money. It could be like a new job. I don't know. It's something in that way that I'm getting. I just heard something kind of like fall when I said that too. I'm outside. I think that's also, I guess, at the same time that this person kind of coming back to, other messages, this person likes working with you. They feel like you're loyal, that they can trust you. Like, again, they appreciate your honesty and your intuition. This person recognizes that you have a strong intuition, that you're definitely able to pick up on energies and the subtleties in life. I'm trying to think if anything else is kind of coming to me. It's funny too, because this even says in the bottom, like, if it was reversed, it would be an inability to commit to a path once found. Kind of reminds me of like what I was saying earlier about this and like that whole picture of the mine thing. I think what's funny is like this person maybe recognize this. This could be another possibility. Is like this person admires you, but I think what's also coming through is there's something that they don't like about you, and I think it's kind of like you give up too soon, and for some reason you need to know that, because like I hadn't said that for the other two piles, and it's very weird, but I know this person knows that you're not going to stay in this energy forever. That's another thing too. They know you always get out of something. It might take a while, but you're able to get out and break out of a funk. But I think sometimes this person's like, damn, like you didn't have to be there, as long as you were, type of thing. That's kind of like another energy I'm getting. It's kind of like it doesn't have to be like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's interesting. Is there anything else that's coming through before I kind of wrap it up? I think this person admires you also because you think the same way they think. And so maybe that's why there's like this kind of like discrepancy, because it's like you guys align so much in other topics and issues, but they're like, they just don't, how do they not see them? I don't know. That's what I just keep getting. Like, they don't see themselves accurately. And it's funny because in one of the other piles that came through, but it came through in a very, in a positive way. This is kind of coming off in a way like, I wish they saw themselves, because they would be like so much further, or I don't know. It's like, that's interesting, honestly. Okay, well, honestly, I'm not getting any other messages, so I'm going to end it here. But if you guys felt called to like one of the other piles, definitely click on it, because I think for some of you guys this was just more so like a specific message, which was there's something good coming, but you need to also keep putting your best foot forward. Okay, bye. All right, pile 4, if you chose this picture or this card, this is your reading. And this is actually the only pile that my dog came to like lay on my lap. So I think that says a lot. I think something this person admires about you is maybe your connection with animals. Right off the bat, you could be someone who people could be like, oh, my dog, he please, like, they give you like a disclaimer like, hey, he's probably gonna bark at you, la la la, whatever, right? But then you come into the room and the dog actually comes up to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? That could be you. You also could have been drawn to another pile, because this card came out, another one. And it's interesting because when I was doing the readings, and the pile that this came out from was one that I was not expecting. But for this one, and I was actually like, damn, I would have expected it for this one. And it's funny that it did come out, because it really goes with kind of what I'm feeling here. And there's a lot, kind of, in a way. So the person that you're asking about could be someone who's probably known you for a minute. I would say at least like 2 years, at least a year. They've known you to like kind of, or they've known you during times of difficulty in your life, and they've seen you like come out of it. This person thinks you're very talented. They think you're very resilient, but they also think there is a spiritual essence to you, that there is a sort of, that there's something else going on that's not typical. It's a little supernatural. They pick up on your subtleties. Oh, my dog Max, he like moved his arm when I said all that. They probably notice that you are psychic, that you are intuitive. There's like I said, like a mystery about you. And maybe it's not something you'd speak on directly, or maybe you have, but you just haven't really talked more about it. And this person's genuinely curious about it because things always work out for you. There is also an energy that this person, like, this energy is interesting. Like, this person's like, they should be way more ahead than they are right now. So I kind of feel like this person kind of looks at you in a way, like they admire you, but there's also a sense of like, if I had that, I would be much farther. Like, there's a little bit of like, honestly, like that energy at play. A little bit. Like, it's a little, because they see so much potential in you. And it could just be honestly like their own perception, but they think you should be a lot farther than you are. But there is also this energy that's like, that at the same time though, they're like, well, like, because even with these two eggs here, it's making me think that they think you're still hatching. So I'm telling you, this is really lining up with another card in this video. But they know that you're definitely going to be doing big things. You're very honest too. That's another thing. And so that's also why they know you're going to do what you're going to do, because every time you've said you're going to do something, you've actually done it. Another thing this person likes about you is your honesty. I think you're very loyal too. They appreciate that. They appreciate that you're, because with the deer here, there's like that compassionate energy. There's like a grace, understanding. There's like a nurturing energy. They could, so in some ways, this person admires like your motherly energy or your fatherly energy. Or like, I would just say nurturing. There's like a nurturing energy to you. And I feel like with that comes like an upper standing. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like a deep understanding of, things play out a certain way. Like, you're able to kind of like look at a higher level and kind of understand like where someone's coming from. Almost like in a way, like you've been there, done that. So you've learned from your mistakes. So you're a little more compassionate when other people make mistakes around you. Maybe even this person. This person appreciates that when you can give, you really do give. You're not afraid to share. What's yours is theirs. And you, like I said, you're loyal. It's like this person would describe you as like too good to be true, I would say. But they would say that they're actually like true. You know what I mean? This person really looks at you like they know you're gonna do something great in life. And this is the only pile also that got so in this deck there's 5 suites. The 5th is like the spiritual. So there's earth, water, fire, air, and then spiritual. Spiritual is a little bit more like of a big deal. This is the only pile that got this card. And you also got the Starborn, which I would say is another kind of like, I would say it's like a really good card. It talks about purpose, talks about destiny. You have 2 eggs. You could be close to age with this person. Harry Potter's coming to mind for some reason. This person recognizes that there's a magic to you. that you naturally are creative, or you have like a very entrepreneur 17 on the clock as I say this. You have and like naturally you're a bit, you could be very business savvy. You could come off, you could be an entrepreneur, you could be pursuing something that's kind of against the grain, you could be an artist. There's something here that it's bigger than me, you know what I'm like, you're wanting more, and you're actually doing it in life. And I think honestly, like, you're doing it in a way that, like, you know, something else that this person admires about you is your circumstances haven't always necessarily been fair, but yet you still rise above it. Yet you're still this very sweet person. You're still this very giving person. You didn't let anything break you. It only made you more. And this person can see that. I'm also getting the vibe that this person would never tell you this too. I'm telling you, this person does have a little bit, I don't know, I'm getting like a heavy masculine energy. But if not, this person has like a pride, because like I feel like honestly this person wouldn't be the way you are if they were in your shoes. That could be another thing. This person's looking at you like, how are they like that? Because if I was there, I would not be like that. I would be probably like the opposite. You know what I'm saying? There's a balanced energy here that I'm getting to, especially with this right here. Like these, like this is giving different energy to me, like kind of like night and day. The eggs being different colors, like black and white. There's like a polarity that works. There's a balance with the harmony, like 5 being here. And then also how this is like Midas / miser. You see what I'm saying? Like there is like there's some sort of balance here. There's like 2 things going on at once here. I think this person would say you're very balanced, and that's something else they admire about you. I think also like this person admires how you still do things even if you don't get necessarily the recognition you deserve. They feel like you should be recognized a lot more than you are, but they just feel like you're not that you're not ready yet, because they almost kind of look at it like this person could be spiritual too. They could be kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out type of thing. But this person looks at you like they're kind of like, well, of course, like they're not, like it makes sense like why you're not getting recognized, because it's almost like you haven't even fully like tapped into your potential yet. And I think this person recognizes that maybe on a subconscious level, other people are picking that up on you. I think this person recognizes that you get a lot of jealousy thrown your way, but you still, like, it's almost like it comes with the territory. But the way you navigate this is like so soft. This person has like a soft spot for you too. Like, honestly, I think the way how my dog is like on me, like, and just kind of like how this person, I mean, I know like they're holding their heart for a different reason, but it's also kind of like this person would like fight for you genuinely because like who you are, and honestly like how good of a person you are. That's what I'm getting. Like they're like, no, they are real, and there's not that many people like this yeah, like this person really actually admires you and almost like treasures you. Kind of like, you know, if you picked the other pile, I say kind of like the same thing with the one that has this one too, but this person could feel like they were destined to meet you. Especially with both of these cards being here, I would really say that. They don't think, like, this person too that you're asking about definitely is like spiritual, or they could kind of be leaning more spiritual if they are religious. They could be open-minded, but they think you're definitely supposed to cross each other's paths. And I also like, and then I also think that they think you're gonna do something big, either in your town, on a national level, on a global level. But there's definitely like you have this energy where you're gonna implement some sort of change, and it's gonna like be in a way that it's bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something about you that's like, your purpose on earth is so much larger than you. You know what I mean? And I think we're like I think all of us are kind of like that in our own way. But I really feel also like you and this person feels too that you're supposed to leave like a mark. And it doesn't mean like something crazy. I mean, it could, you know, but it could even just be like, you know, something happens and it involves you, but it leads to like a new rule being made, or a new job position it opens, or like something like stuff like that. Or, you know, you could actually really impact the world. That is, you know, for some of you out there, I do see that happening, if that resonates and makes sense. But it could just also be like you start some sort of change or something like that. Like, there's something about you that this person recognizes is going to be more than, like, bigger and more than you. It's going to have a lasting impression. You could also leave a lasting impression, and this is something this person likes about you. Because I'm looking at this and it kind of looks like fingerprints. I don't know. Very interesting. I would also say that this person knows in a way that you're protected. At the same time, though, this person could also think they need to protect you, and that's part of the reason why they're in your life. But I think they also recognize that there is, like, angels around you. They would actually say that you are literally protected by guardian angels. There's a force around you. They probably have witnessed it, something, but they would say that. Maybe to not everyone, but they acknowledge it. You know what I mean? I think also what this person admires about you is how they can kind of be different with you. I think you allow this person to be a different version of themselves that's more true to them than when they're with other people. There is also an element, kind of going back to how I was saying that this person's like, if I was in that position, I would be doing X, Y, Z. With that kind of comes the thought of, I guess, how would I say this? I guess, like, this person could maybe look at you and be like, they're a little too humble. They're a little too soft. A little too nice. You know what I'm trying to say? But this person seems very patient. And they seem patient, and also in the sense of, like, I think they definitely, even if you guys were to stop talking or something, they would keep up with you. And it would affect them in a way. It depends on, like, who is asking and this and that, but I really still feel like your absence is felt, for sure. That song Seven Wonders, by Fleetwood Mac, like the Seven Wonders, something like that. That song's coming to mind. If I ever got to see the Seven Wonders or something like that. That song, that I think it also goes like, I wanna be with you everywhere. I don't know. Sorry, I haven't warmed up yet, but Seven Wonders, I think, is what it's called, by Fleetwood Mac, is coming through. Everywhere is also coming through. There's like a very mystical energy with you. You have a very magical vibe. You're definitely spiritual as fuck too. You might dress kind of eccentric. You look like you're not from here. And instead of like conforming and fitting in or trying to blend in, you continue to be yourself. And that's what this person loves about you too, or admires about you. Because I think this person holds themselves back in a way. You know what I mean? Which is funny because they're saying if they were in your shoes, they would be moving different. You know what I mean? It's almost kind of like, it's making me think like that's exactly why you're who you are and they're not you. You see what I'm trying to say? Because I don't think anyone could just kind of honestly be you. And like the responsibility that comes with you. And, you know, as cheesy as it sounds, the power that would come with that. I'm telling you, there is like something big associated with you that's bigger than you. I feel like you already know that. If you don't know that, I'm pretty sure, very close to recognizing it. But I feel like a lot of you, for the most part, would resonate with that. This person also appreciates your awareness. They appreciate your innocence and your purity. I keep saying appreciate, but the whole thing is admire. You might even find this person sometimes like randomly like looking at you. Or maybe like this person could look at your stuff online and it's kind of like how you would probably look at this waterfall if you saw it in person. Kind of like, oh, you know, I don't really see that often. Like, the way you would appreciate it. This person appreciates you differently than they appreciate others. It's a little bit deeper. For some of you, sorry. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to say this next part. I think for some of you, this person knows that they might not be in your life forever. You know what I mean? In a way of like bittersweet, we were just supposed to cross paths, and I don't know, it's kind of like, it reminds me of something I saw. I'm trying to remember exactly who the celebrity was. Or I think it was an attorney. but somewhere on the internet I had seen that somebody was talking about someone that they admired. Oh, this is actually funny. This was months ago too. I can't remember who it was. Was it Obama? Oh, okay, I remember now. Okay, this is what it's reminding me of. I had seen a post on Reddit a few weeks ago, maybe even a month ago, and this person said that they had came to admire someone in their college class. They were like in their debate class or something like that. But that they found themselves admiring this person, and they had never admired someone like that before. And they go on to say that later years would go by, but that they would see and discover that this person was running for president. And I can't remember who it was. And they didn't win, but that's kind of like besides the point, because this person was like saying that they knew that was going to happen. Like kind of like when they saw it, they weren't surprised by it. That's kind of the energy I'm getting here. Like this person like would not be surprised if in the future you're in a position where you have like a big platform, or you're in this really big row or something. Like that's kind of what's coming to mind too. Anything else, Maxie? I think that's it. I'm telling you, that Fleetwood Mac song is just stuck in my head. It's called Everywhere. And then there's the other one that's like, if I ever see the 7 wonders. That one's coming through too. I kind of feel like this person recognizes like that you're 1 in a million. There's not that many people like you. So there is also like I guess to close it off, there's like an introspective, like, why did I meet this person? Like they've wondered why you are in their lives. And that's something that they appreciate about you. They recognize that you're definitely special. All right, guys, well, that was your pile. I hope you enjoyed it. And let me know if it resonated with you in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next one.